Welcome friends. In this video, we will discuss about assignment solution of week 4 of subject NPTEL antenna. And the name of the topic is linear and planar antenna array, which falls under week 4. Okay, so in this video, we will discuss about some MCQ and example related with planar array, which include end fire array as well as broadside array. So let's start. Example number 1, n element linear array of equal inter-element spacing of lambda by 4 is fed with equal amplitude. For end fire array, the consecutive elements should have which type of phase difference? Okay, so now the inter-element spacing, that means distance is given lambda by 4. Okay, and for in order to find the phase difference, this is the equation where psi is equal to beta d cos phi plus delta. Okay, or where what is psi? So psi is equal to angle, beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, d is the distance between two elements, sigma sigma is angle, cos angle, and delta, that is equal to broadside angle. Okay, so for broadside array, this sigma, that is always equal to, the psi is always equal to 0, and 5 cos 5. Okay, so 5 is equal to 120. For broadside array, it is 120 degree. So we have to find out this value of phase difference sigma. Okay, so now put beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, d is lambda by 4, and phi is equal to 120, psi is equal to 0. You will get sigma is equal to pi by 2. So that is equal to 90 degrees. So the answer is C. Okay. The array is required to scan up at angle of 60 degree measured from the broadside. To avoid grating lobes, the maximum allowable separation between the elements is, so now the angle from the broadside is given 60 degree. Okay, so what is the angle from the axis? So it is 90 minus 60, that is equal to 30, because we are measuring uh, separation between the elements from the axis, not from the broadside. Okay, so now to avoid grating lobes, what is the minimum condition? So it is d by lambda must be less than 1 upon 1 plus mod cos theta m or cos phi m. Okay, so now lambda is not given to you. You have to find out the distance, but sigma m is given to you. Sigma m we have calculated, that is equal to 30. So put cos 30 mod plus 1 and 1 divided by everything. That will give you d is less than 0.536 lambda. Okay, so the answer is C. Okay, 6 element linear array with spacing d is equal to 0.6 lambda. So distance between the elements is given 0.6 lambda. Angle from which you have to measure is given as 20 degree from the broadside, and you have to find out the phase difference between each element. Okay, so n is equal to 6 is given, distance is given 0.6 lambda, angle from the broadside is given as a 20, but we are measuring the phase difference from the axis. So the angle from the axis is 90 minus broadside angle. So 90 minus 20, that will give you 70 degree. So as indicated in previous MCQ, psi is equal to beta d cos phi plus delta, where psi is always equal to 0, because we are measuring, to measure the angle from the broadside, we have to put psi is equal to 0. We have to find out the phase difference, that is delta. Beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, d is already given to you, and cos 5 is also given to you, that is equal to 70. So put all this value, you will get sigma is equal to 74 degree. So the answer is B, 73.9 or 74. For 8 element array of isotropic antenna with equal spacing of 0.6 lambda and fed with equal amplitude and phase. Okay, so n is equal to 8 is given to you, number of elements is 8. Difference between the spacing or spacing is given 0.6 lambda. Okay, so you have to find out the value of directivity. So the directivity equation is 2 multiplied by array length. Okay, so for that you have to find out array length. So array length is equal to n minus 1 multiplied by d, where n is equal to number of elements and d is equal to spacing between elements. So n is given as 8 and d is given in 0.6 lambda. Okay, so if you put all this value, you will get L is equal to 4.2. 4.2 multiplied by 2, that will give you 8.4, and in dB it will give you 9.3 dB. So directivity is 9.3 dB. So the answer is B. What is the half power beam width? So half power beamwidth is equal to 50.8 degree divided by length of the array. So 50.8 divided by LA you have already calculated 4.2. If you divide this, you will get 12.1 degree as a half power beamwidth. So the answer is C. The same question from the data is same. The direction of first null from the broadside. Now for the direction of null, sine n psi by 2 must be equal to 0. So that will give psi is equal to plus or minus 2k pi divided by n. So for first we have to calculate first null direction. So k is equal to 1. For second lobe, k is equal to 2 and so on. So put k is equal to 1, that will give you psi is equal to 2 pi divided by n, and n is equal to 8 is already given. Okay, so now psi is equal to this given, but psi, but what is psi? It is beta d cos phi plus delta. Okay, now angle from the axis is given to you 78 degree, that you have already find. Okay, beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, d is already given to you in refer the previous data, and you have to find out sigma is equal to 0. Okay, and 2 pi by n is equal to 8. So if you find the 5, then 5 axis is equal to 78 degree, but it is indicated that we have to find out from the broad side. So this is axis, so now 90 minus axis. Okay, so 90 minus 78, that will give you broadside axis angle is equal to 12 degrees. So the answer is A. Okay, now data is already again same. We have to find out another parameter, the direction of the second side lobe level. Now for the side lobe level, psi is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 divided by multiplied by pi by n. Okay, in previous case it was 2k pi by n, here 2k plus 1. Okay, so now for k is equal to 1, we will get first side lobe level. For k is equal to 2, it is second side lobe level. So here second side lobe level, so put k is equal to 2, that will give you psi is equal to plus or minus 5 pi by n, and n is equal to 8 is already given. And now what is psi? Psi is equal to beta d cos phi plus delta, delta equal to 0, beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, d is already given to you in previous, you refer the previous data. So it will give you delta is equal to 0 and n is equal to 8. Put all this value and find out the phi. So phi is equal to 58.6, that is always equal to 59 degree, and this is the angle from the axis, but we have to find the angle from the broad side. So 90 minus this angle 58.6, that will give you axis angle 31.4. okay, so whatever angle we are getting here is angle from the broad side, and this is angle from the axis. So now angle from the broad side is 58.6 degree. Okay, and angle from the axis is 90 minus 58.6, so that will give you 32 degree roughly. So answer is D, 31.4 or 32 degree. Again the data is same, we have to find the fifth parameter, magnitude of the side lobe level. So this is the equation for finding out the magnitude of the side lobe level. AF, that is equal to mod 1 upon n sine 2k plus 1 pi divided by 2n. Okay, when n is the number of element, both are same. So here n is equal to 8 is given, k is equal to 2, because we are about to find the second side lobe level, so k is equal to 2. Put all this value in this equation, we will get 0.150 in the real number, and if you convert into dB, so 20 log 0.150, that will give you roughly minus 16 dB. So the answer is B. Okay, now increase the directivity end fire array of lambda by 2 dipole elements with spacing is given 0.25 lambda, gain is given 16 dB. Assume gain of each dipole is 2 dB. What is the number of elements? So now the gain of dipole antenna is given 16 dB, and gain of each dipole is 2 dB. So what is the overall gain of increased directivity antenna? So 16 minus 2, that is equal to 14 dB. So if you convert 14 into real number, that will give you 25.1. Okay, now overall directivity equation is equal to 4 pi L lambda. Okay, for end fire array the directivity is equal to 4 pi L. Okay, where L is equal to number length of the array, and L is equal to n minus 1 lambda, that we have already discussed in previous MCQ. L is equal to array axis or array length is equal to n minus 1 multiplied by spacing. Okay, so now put all this value and you have to find out the value of n. So directivity is given to you, you have already found 25.1 is equal to 4 pi L is equal to n minus 1 lambda. N is you have to find, and lambda, that is spacing, is given 0.25. Put all this value, you will get n is equal to 9. So the answer is A. What type of amplitude excitation technique should be used in array radiation pattern to remove the side lobe level? So generally binomial distribution is used to remove side lobe level. Okay, this is the square cut answer from the theoretical parts. If you look at the theory of the side lobe level removal techniques, amplitude excitation techniques, then you will find the answer is B. A square array with isotropic elements, isotropic antenna with inter-element spacing. So D, inter-element spacing, is equal to 0.6 lambda. Broadside radiation pattern with gain is also given 25 dB. Assume efficiency is 0.8 due to losses in the feed network. What is the minimum number of array element? So now we have to find out elements in x and y direction. So assume that the inter-element spacing is same. Okay, so dx lambda is equal to dy lambda is equal to 0.6. We assume that in x and y both direction distance is between the elements is same. Efficiency is given 0.8. Gain is given at 25 dB. So if you convert 25 into real number, that will give you 316.23 in real number. Okay, and now gain is equal to efficiency multiplied by directivity, and efficiency is given as 0.8. So if you multiply 0.8 and divide the gain value by 0.8, you will get directivity is equal to 395.3. Now directivity of square array, that is equal to pi dx dy cos theta 0. Okay, and for broadside array, theta 0 is equal to 0. So cos 0 is equal to 1. So now directivity is equal to pi dx dy. What is dx? Dx is equal to directivity in x direction, and dy is equal to directivity in y direction. So we have to find dx. So you have already know dx is equal to n minus 1 l. Dx is equal to 2l. Okay, and what is l? L is equal to n minus 1 multiplied by spacing. So we assume that dx and dy both are same. So that is equal to directivity, overall directivity is equal to pi d square. Okay. So what is d? D is equal to 2l, and l is equal to n minus 1 lambda. So d square is equal to n minus 1 d lambda square, and 2 multiplied by 2, that will equal to 4. So if you put directivity 395.3 is equal to pi, n you have to find out, d lambda is given to you 0.6 lambda, and 4 is already multiplied. So if you calculate there, you will get n is equal to 10. So in both the direction, in x and y, both elements, we have 10 cross 10 array. So the answer is D. Again, the data is same. We have to find out half power beamwidth. So half power beamwidth in both E and H plane. So it is the straightforward equation. The half power beamwidth, that is equal to theta E equal to theta H is equal to 15.8 divided by L. And L is n minus 1 d lambda. So n is, you have already find 10, d lambda you have 0.25, 0.6 lambda, and you will get 9 degree as a half power beamwidth. So answer is B. A rectangle planar antenna array of isotropic elements with inter-element spacing is given. D is equal to 0.5 lambda, 10 elements in x direction. So x direction, we call capital M as a x direction element. So M is equal to 10. Again, in y plane, number of elements is 8. So we call number of elements in y is n. So n is equal to 8. All elements are fed with equal amplitude and phase. So find out the gain of the entire array. So now what is the data given? Data is equal to d is equal to 0.5 lambda. Okay, so in x and y both direction the distance is same. So dx lambda is equal to dy lambda is equal to 0.5. mx is nothing but the number of array in x direction, that is equal to 10. Ny is equal to 8. That means number of array in y direction is 8. Now what is the overall directivity? As we have discussed in previous MCQ, that dx is d is equal to pi dx dy cos theta 0. Okay, and theta 0 is equal to 0 for rectangle planar array. So d is equal to pi dx dy. Now dx, what is dx? Directivity in x plane is equal to 2 multiplied by L, length of that x array, and L is equal to n minus 1 d lambda. Okay, so dx is equal to 2l x lambda, so 2 n minus 1 lambda. So 2 mx, amx is nothing but the number of array in x direction. So mx minus 1 multiplied by lambda. Similarly dy, what is dy? Directivity in y plane, that is equal to 2 multiplied by L, length of the array axis in y plane. So 2lyx that is equal to 2 ny minus 1 into lambda. So what is ny? Ny is equal to number of array in y direction. Put dx and dy in this equation, so that will give you overall directivity 2 pi multiplied by mx minus 1 dx lambda multiplied by 2 ny minus 1 dy lambda. And now mx is given to you, number of element in x direction, that is equal to 10, ny is equal to 8, inter element spacing is given 0.5 lambda. Put all this value, you will get 197.9. it is the directivity. And now directivity and gain are related as G is equal to eta n. Gain is equal to efficiency multiplied by directivity. So directivity is equal to G divided by eta. In this example, efficiency is not given. Okay, so we assume that it is 100% efficiency is given. So G is equal to D. So G is equal to 197.9 and converting into dB, it will give you 23 dB. So answer is D. A planar rectangle array of isotropic elements with spacing is given 0.5 lambda d, half power beamwidth theta e 10 angle and theta h is 4 angle in broadside direction. What is the number of elements? So now distance is given 0.5 lambda, theta e is 15, theta h is equal to 4. So now we have to find out the number of elements in x and y direction. Suppose we assume that both direction have same interspace element, that is equal to 0.5 lambda. So what is the half power beamwidth equation? It is equal to 15.8 divided by Lx lambda is equal to theta e. So what is the length of the x array? Is equal to n minus 1 dx. M is equal to number of elements in x direction. So we have to find out the value of m. Put all the values in angle. Okay, no need to convert into radian because theta is always in angle and it is angle is given. So m is equal to 11. Similarly, theta h 15.8 divided by Ly lambda, where Ly lambda is equal to n minus 1 dy lambda. Put all this value, you will get n is equal to 26. So m cross n is equal to 11 cross 26. So the answer is B. Again, approximate gain of this antenna. All the data are previously given. So overall directivity is equal to pi dx dy cos theta 0, and that is equal to 32400 divided by theta e theta h. This is again one equation for calculating directivity from the both E and H angle. Okay, so now put value of theta E and theta H in this equation as previously given 10 and 4. Okay, so put theta is equal to 10 and theta is equal to 4. So 10 and 4, if you calculate, D is equal to 32400 divided by 40, that will give you 810. So directivity is 810. Now G is equal to eta D. We have to find out the gain. Again, efficiency is not given, so assume 100% efficient system. So efficiency is 100%. So G is equal to directly D. So G is equal to 810 and converting into dB, it will give you 29 dB. Again, the data is same. If the beam maxima is desired to angle of 30 degree and phi is equal to 40 degree, theta 30 and phi 40, what is the phase difference elements along the x and y direction? So if we assume that x and y both are same interspace element, that is equal to 0.5. So we refer the original example data. So x direction phase angle, that is equal to bx, and it is given by minus k dx sine theta 0 cos phi 0. Like what is k? K is equal to 2 pi by lambda, and dx is given 0.5, theta and phi 0. Put all this value, you will get bx is equal to 69, avoiding minus sign. Okay, because sine angle cannot be minus. And similarly, y direction phase angle, by is equal to minus k dy sine theta 0 sine phi 0. Put all this value, you will get by is equal to 58, again neglecting minus sign. So now answer is 69 and 58 degrees. So answer is C. If 7 element circular planar array of isotropic elements is designed using this figure, find out the gain. And interspace element is given 0.5 lambda. So now D is equal to 0.5 lambda is given. Efficiency is given 0.8. Now what is the value of directivity for this circular planar array? 2 pi a by lambda whole square, where a by lambda, that is equal to a lambda, and a lambda is equal to the distance. Here in case of radius or distance is same. So 0.5, put a lambda is equal to 0.5, you will get D is equal to 9.87, and again efficiency is given as 0.8. So now G is equal to eta D, that will give you 7.9, and converting into dB, it will give you 9 dB. So answer is B. It is 8 to 9 dB or between 8 to 9. So exactly 9. Now broadside, so in this example answer is B. Okay, it is given as it is the gain is between 8 to 9 dB. That means 8 including and 9 including. So the answer is 9 here in this case. So the answer is B. A broadside square array of isotropic elements provides 25 dBi gain if it is scanned at an angle of 60 degree from the broadside using progressive phase difference. The gain of the array in dB. So now the original gain is given 25 dB. Okay, so converting into real number, that will give you 316.235. Again, and this gain is scanned at angle of 60 degree. So what is direct gain? So this original gain multiplied by cos 60. So that will give you 158 and in dB 22 dB. So the answer is C. So that's all from my side. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. I almost cover all types of examples from previous 3 years solutions. So next lecture we will discuss about assignment solution of week 5 of antenna subject. So till then, be happy, be safe, and be fearless, and keep faith in Almighty. Thank you very much.